Okay, take a look at this question. This is from your chapter 4, question number 4, chapter 4, question number 4, page 76. You are given two inequalities here. One is this and the other one is this. The first step to solve this equation, solve this problem, is to identify the lines correspond to the equations. Okay, this inequality means, what does this inequality mean? What does that mean is that because this is less than or equal to, that represents an area below a line. Okay, we don't know which line does y equals negative 6s plus 2 represent, but this inequality represents an area below a line. Okay, and take a look at this inequality. Because this is greater than or equal to, what that means is it represents an area above a line. When I said an area, that area is an infinite amount of area because it says greater than or equal to. Okay, now how do you solve this problem? The first step, like I said, the first step is to identify which line corresponds to which equation. In order to do that, let's solve one equation and plot that on the graph. At least let's find out 2 points of one equation. Okay, I know this is an inequality, but what we need is an equation so we can plot a line on the graph. So I wrote down the first inequality here. What I'm going to do is that for this equation, I'm going to find out the corresponding y values for each values of x. So when x equals 0, y equals 2. Okay, so when the value of x equals 1, the value of y is, what is the value of 1? Negative 4 plus 2, right? I'm sorry, not negative 4 plus 2. It's going to be negative 6 plus 2, right? Which is negative 4. So now we got 2 points. Okay, 0, 2, and 1, negative 4. So let's plot these on the graph. 0, 2, and 1, negative 4. So where is 0, 2 in this graph? Where is 0, 2? This is the point 0, and this is the point 2. All right, so I got 1 point here. And what's the other point? The other point is 1, negative 4. Let's plot that. 1 is around here and negative 4 is here. So let me plot. I got 2 points here. Okay, so now I can join these 2 points and draw a straight line. So I got this line, I got that line. So if you look at the equation that we used is y equals negative 6 plus 2. Alright, so let's go back. That is this equation for this inequality, correct? That is the equation for this inequality. We considered the equation because we wanted to, an equation represents a straight line and an inequality represents an area. Okay, we wanted to draw a straight line so we can find out the area above or below that. So we were able to plot this line, correct? So when you look at this inequality, okay, it's this inequality is less than or equal to, which means the area below this, right? The area below this. Now, if you look at these diagrams, right, and now you know that we have to plot the area below this line, and you know that this line is y equals negative 6x plus 2, and you know that this line, let me pick a different color, and this line is y equals 5x minus 3. Okay, so now you already know that you have to plot, you have to, this means below a line. Okay, that means below a line, and you know that it's this line, it's this line, correct? So we should shade this area, correct? We should shade the area below this line, okay, because it's less than or equal to, right? So when you take a look at, so you already know that when you look at this diagram, right, the area below this is not shaded. Okay, so now you already know the answer is not this. Okay, and when you take a look at this diagram, look, the area below this is not shaded. Okay, the area below this is, let me show you what's the area below that. The area below that is this area, correct? That area is not shaded here. That area is not shaded. So you know that this is not the answer, because when you look at this diagram, you know this area is not shaded at all. Okay, meaning this whole area is not shaded. So you know this is not the answer. So the answer has to be either this one or this one. Okay, so for both of these, for this diagram and this diagram, the area below this line is shaded. Okay, now let's take a look at the other equation. So this equation, this equation is y greater than or equal to 5x minus 3. It is greater than or equal to, correct? Meaning you have to shade above this line. Okay, you know that this line is y equals 5x minus 3. So you have to shade above this line, which is this area. And when you look at this diagram, this area is not shaded. This area is not shaded. Instead, below this line is shaded, correct? So you know this is not the answer. When you look at this diagram, okay, the area above this line is shaded. Okay, the area above this line is shaded already. It is shaded. So the answer is this.